Okay, today is January the 13th. $758 they drop. Number one big money pattern for today. To win, focus on my top 3 digits, which I promise the first two. They will manifest between the dates 1/9 and 1/17. Today is 1/13, and it just so happened to drop in Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, here I go again, 23 hours before it even made its debut. I told my VIP, look, this will be guaranteed to manifest today. You see it for yourself, 112 to 119. Pay close attention to the dates. Ladies and gentlemen, 5421. Ladies and gentlemen, 5421. Woo! Y'all see it for yourself. I guaranteed that combination. 24 ways. I selected the correct way for it to manifest 112 to 119. Ladies and gentlemen, is that 24 hours or is that 24 hours? Because you know that I don't practice this, but in most cases, I can make it happen. But y'all don't believe me though. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 026. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it. I told you you would see that big money pattern in Texas between the dates 1/9 and 1/17. Ladies and gentlemen, 259. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed that big money pattern to go to Georgia between the dates January 10th and January 18th. You see the triple dollar signs? Ladies and gentlemen, there is a issue if you cannot follow the prerequisite to win. Focus on my top 3 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom, boom. Triple dollar sign. First best alternate. Here you go. Look at me go. Straight. Ladies and gentlemen, guaranteed you would see between the dates January 7th and January 15th in Georgia. Straight. Ladies and gentlemen, 6478. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it. I gave you the heavy stars. Told you, hey, look, to win, you have to focus on my top 4 digits. which I promise the triple dollar signs will manifest from 110 to 118 in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, 911, ladies and gentlemen, I told you the very last number you see, I can and will make it manifest first. Straight. And in only 2 hours. Woo! You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. No, you cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, 086. Ladies and gentlemen, 086, my number one big money pattern. I told you you would see it between the dates, January 7th and January 15th. Where's the love? I don't see no love. Man, it makes me just wonder what I have to do to get a little love. 1485, number one big money pattern, deadline met. So if you run them to the deadline, you see what will happen every single time. From 1-5 to 113, today is 113. I explained to you today, I explained to you yesterday. If you go back to the deadline date and run the number one big money pattern, let me shut up. You got that 890? Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP, look, the number one big money pattern, straight between the dates January 11th and January 19th. Ladies and gentlemen, 330. Ladies and gentlemen, only 2 hours. And I promised that big money pattern would drop. But look, I'm going to show off a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, black sheep, on time. Straight! This means that nobody was going to be investing in the black sheep. So, look, you got the black sheep from 111 to 119. Then you turn around and you got 033. Promised! Only 2 hours before it drops. Y'all better watch out. Ladies and gentlemen, 8011, black sheep. It said that nobody would be playing it. Look at that. 2 hours. Something was going on 2 hours ago, but y'all wasn't picking up on it. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that right there? Would you look at that right there? Only 2 hours on 113. I told you nobody would be running it. And then look, guaranteed between 112 and 119, you would see that big money pattern. The number 3, to be exact, between the dates 112 and 119. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you will see me at the winner's table no matter what. If you need more information, by all means, email me at dynamicallydriven@gmail.com. I will get to you as soon as possible. If you already know what the prerequisite is, by all means, email me that prerequisite. Then, once I give you the okay, then you can go and pick up your package at dynamicpredictions.onrender.com. But it doesn't stop there. Once you do that and you get a receipt, take that receipt and email it to me and I will gift you 7 free days. With any package that you pick, that's how confident I am in my work. Every single day, 70 to 100 times each day, we're nailing them across the board. Abundant prosperity in health and in wealth to all who follow me and believe in the hard work that you see me accomplishing every single day without fail. Okay, here we go. Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Ohio, Michigan, Tennessee. These are the number combinations that you will see in all states in your state. These are the combinations that you will see on fire in your state. These are the promised combinations that have the triple dollar signs for your state. These are the 5 digits for your state. There's some more 5 digits. These are prevalent 3-digit pairs. These pairs will be running in the 4-digit. So these are like your 4-digit trios. These are prevalent 4 digits. So these 3-digit and 4 digits, you can actually see these 3 digits falling, and you can see these 3-digit trios running in any 4-digit combination. You can see these 4-digit, what we call these 4 digits for your 5 digits. So you would just add 0 through 9 to those numbers there. Here you go, Texas. Kind of giving you an example of the 154 and the 4046. You see it right there for yourself. Georgia, you got your 7789 and your 4618. North Carolina 9065 19560 649 1009364. Ohio 09626, very, very strong. 62090, extremely strong. 05827 27305. And now you got your 82651 and 05128. I will see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. Again, if you email me at Dynamically Driven, I will respond as soon as I can. If you already know the prerequisite, by all means, email me that prerequisite to join. And I'm going to take me a little small break before. This is the biggest break that I get. Let's see, because I'm taking a break all the way up until about like 9. Sometimes I start at 8, but usually I wait till about 9 to start doing any more predictions. And normally I'm not really into doing the predictions unless they hit me heavy. But what I would do is just check the results so you can see the big money patterns going forward. That's what's important. Once you can see those big money patterns going forward, you already know when I put the predictions out what's going to happen, especially if you're following the winning instructions that a 5-year-old can pick up on. So if you feel like you understand the first two, fire, $, then by all means, come on in.